The secret they kept for 60 years. It began with a mystery that no one in the family could explain. At every family gathering, Christmas dinners, summer barbecues, birthdays, Margaret and Thomas Whitaker, both in their 80s, would share a quiet glance when someone mentioned the train station. They'd smile at each other, like holding on to a secret only they knew. Their children asked 100 times, "What happened at the train station?" But they'd just laugh and change the subject. Years passed, and the secret became part of family folklore, until one rainy evening, after their 60th wedding anniversary, Margaret finally said, "I think it's time we tell them." Everyone gathered in the living room, children, grandchildren, even the great-grandkids. And Thomas, holding Margaret's frail hand, began to speak. He told them about 1959, when he was a poor mechanic's son in Georgia. And she was the daughter of a wealthy banker. Their families hated the idea of them together. When Margaret's father found out they were in love, he forbade her to ever see Thomas again. And so, at midnight, under pouring rain, Thomas went to the train station with a single suitcase. He was ready to leave town forever. Margaret was supposed to stay, obey her parents, and marry a man she didn't love. But just as the train whistle blew, Margaret appeared, hair drenched, dress clinging to her skin, tears in her eyes. She had run away from home with nothing but a locket her mother had given her. "If you're leaving," she whispered, "then I'm leaving with you." The whole family sat in silence, listening as Thomas described how they boarded that train with no money, no plan, just faith in each other. They worked, struggled, sometimes barely made it. But together, they built everything: a home, a family, a legacy. Margaret lifted the chain around her neck. Inside the locket was a tiny, faded photograph of them at the station that night. The grandchildren gasped. They had seen the locket 1,000 times, never knowing what it meant. Thomas smiled through tears. "That's why we always laugh when you mention the train station. Because that was the night we chose each other, and we never looked back." That winter, Thomas passed away peacefully in his sleep, holding Margaret's hand. She followed him just 3 months later. At their funeral, their eldest son stood up and said, "Mom and Dad's story wasn't perfect, but it was theirs. And it taught us all that love is not about wealth or approval or even time. It's about choosing someone every day for the rest of your life." And so, the family finally understood the secret of the train station. Not just a place, but a choice that changed everything.